Hi folks, Con here from Audio Advisor, and today I have something very cool in store for you. The long-awaited OPPO UDP-205 4K media player. So here it is. We finally got a unit in stock. We finally got one unboxed and had a chance to play with it. It is a remarkable piece of machinery. So this unit is a native 4K Blu-ray player. So if you have a fantastic new 4K display, this guy is ready for the task. It's also HDR and Dolby Vision ready as well. Now it is a universal player, meaning that DVDs, CDs, and SACDs can be played through this unit. Now you're probably asking yourself, what is the big difference between the 203, which is the lower grade model, and the 205, which is this one here? It has to do with sound quality. This unit houses not one, but two Sabre ESS ES9038 Pro DAC chips, which have a 32-bit 8-channel decoding capabilities. So, two things. One, your CD stereo output, there are separate sets, we'll flip it around and show you, but also your 7.1 channel analog output is going to be decoded by the ESS 9038 Pro chip. That was not something that you saw in the 105 that you do get to experience in the 205. That the 205 will use the Sabre DACs to do the video or movie decoding along with the CD and SACD decoding as well. So let's get this guy flipped around real quick and I can show you some of the features on the back side of the unit. Alright, now that we got the unit flipped around on the back, I kind of wanted to show you some of the features. So, starting off right here at the top, you will see a separate set of RCA and balanced XLR outputs. This connection method is very important because if you really want to take true advantage of the ESS 9038 Pro chips, the digital analog converter chips, these are the outputs you're going to want to use for your CDs, SACD, or music listening sessions. This is definitely the output here. Next, being that this unit has such high-end digital analog converters on board, OPPO gave you the ability to connect other digital sources. So you have a USB in, a digital coax in, and a fiber optic in. So that way you can actually do the decoding inside this unit and output via analog. Next, you have your 7-channel outputs here. So if you wanted, again, to take advantage of the ESS Pro 9038 chips for your surround sound application, these are the outputs that you're going to want to use here. So just to kind of reiterate, if you have a surround sound system that you also listen to music, I would highly recommend to have your 7-channel connection and your 2-channel analog connection on a separate input. So that way when you're watching a movie, you get the best possible sound quality, and then also when you're listening to music, you have your best possible sound quality. And then down across the bottom, obviously you have your power. This is a really cool feature that I'm really excited to see that OPPO included. It is a ground pin. So if you have, by any chance, if you get any ground loop hums or 60 hertz cycle hums, this pin is there for you so you can ground this chassis to your preamp or power amp that's causing the hum. Trigger, 12-volt trigger input and output. RS-232, this is for folks who have home automation and want their home controller to run the OPPO. That's what this is here. USB in, this is a 3.0 USB, so very nice, high transfer speed. You can plug in external hard drives, you can plug in thumb drives, smart devices, things of that nature, and play the music or the content that's stored onto those devices. And then OPPO also included digital outputs, just in case you have an outboard DAC or want to have digital outs for another source. That's available here. Now, the HDMIs, you'll actually see 3 of them. The first one here is HDMI in. So if you want to take advantage of the video decoding features and the audio decoding features of the OPPO 205, you can actually run an HDMI in for like a game console, a cable box, a satellite tabletop box. You can run the video and audio signal into this unit. The OPPO will do the decoding and send that out in the appropriate connection method. And then here you'll have 2 HDMI outputs. Now, if you don't want to do the 7-channel analog out for your movies and prefer to do HDMI, this is what I would suggest doing is dual HDMI outputs. HDMI 1, which is highlighted as main, is for your display, and I would highly recommend to have it go directly to that display. And HDMI 2 is audio only, and that will be obviously self-explanatory, will be just your audio running into your AV receiver or pre-pro processor. This is important because video can be very noisy on an audio signal, so separating those two will lower the noise floor for the audio section and also ensure that the video is clean as possible. And then the last input is your LAN or your local area network connection. And this will allow you to be able to do DLNA linking. You can play content that's stored on NAS drives, and it also will give you ability to control the OPPO via a smart app as long as you have it connected. Now that there is also Wi-Fi available, it is built into the chassis. All right, now the front face of the unit. Fairly simple. You know, you have your power button here, your disc tray drawer, really nice how the mechanism opens in and out, and then you have a USB 2.0 connection up front for convenience. Again, you can do thumb drive, smart enabled devices, things of that nature. Easy power command, you know, play, pause commands, and then this here right here is a headphone out. Now, the OPPO did work on this unit, so this actually is a new headphone amplifier built into the 205, is improvements from the predecessor, the 105 series. So what we want to do next is we're going to take the cover off and we want to show you what's inside this unit. All right, folks, one of the reasons why I wanted to take the cover off was because I really wanted to show you guys just the amazing, elegant design. As you can tell, everything is separated. So you have your surround sound processor or your surround sound outputs are on a separate board, then your 2-channel output board. You have a choroidal transformer for a power supply to keep the noise really nice and low, and then as you can see, an isolated transport. So I just really wanted to show you guys this just because I'm amazed by it, so I figured you guys would get just as much joy of seeing what's underneath the hood of this this amazing universal player. So what we want to do next is we want to quickly show you some of the operating menus and features. All right, now that we got the unit put back together and flipped around, I wanted to show you some of the menu options here. Now I'm going to kind of quickly breeze through this because the operating menu and the Blu-ray side of the 205 is for the most part identical to the UDP-203 build. The only advantage to the 205 is its audio outputs, both for movies and for music. So if you want a little bit more in-depth menu readout, visit our YouTube video on the UDP-203, and we go into a little bit more in-depth of the setup procedures and things of that nature. But just kind of quickly breeze through it. Starting here, you have your disc. So in this case, we have a 4K Blu-ray movie in here, so it labels it as BD, so a Blu-ray disc, and we'll have, you know, CD for CD, self-explanatory. Now, the music, photos, and movies, those three here can be accessed in two different ways. One, if I put in a USB thumb drive in the front or the back of the chassis, hard drives will work as well, or if I actually have network sharing. So if I have photos, music, and movies on my computer's hard drive or a NAS drive, I can access that and play that content right on the display going through this unit here. Working is, again, if I wanted to access other network devices, they will be listed on here, and you can do a DLNA link connection and play content from those network-enabled devices. Setup menu, exactly the same. You know, you have your playback modes. You can set, if you want, when you just put a disc in, it automatically starts up. Video output perspective, you can change the resolution. As you can see, we didn't finish setting it up, so it's currently doing a 1080p. So when you get this thing out of the box, one of the things you want to check to make sure you are selected 4K if you have a 4K display. Audio output formats, audio processing formats. So here, this does have variable volume controllability, so I can actually use this as a preamplifier, so I can go in here and change that to variable where it is now, and then use my remote to change the volume up and down. So that's kind of really cool that they offer that, so that's kind of a nice feature. And then device setup, I could rename the device. If you really don't want this as your network name, you can go in there and name it OPPO Player, whatever you would think would be appropriate. And then network setup, which you can get it connected to the network and configure your Wi-Fi, things of that nature right on here. And then favorites, if you have any quick connect links or you have content that you have accessed multiple times and you don't want to go through all the sub-menus, you can create a favorite connection. The video perspective is going to be absolutely amazing. So this player, 9038 chips are just absolutely amazing. It's from their Pro line, and we've been really looking forward to taking advantage of that. We appreciate you watching our video, and if you have any questions regarding the OPPO UDP-205 Blu-ray player, you can always feel free to reach me directly at my toll-free direct number, which is 866-984-0667, or you can email me at my direct email address, which is kaya@audioadvisor.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll have more videos to come. We appreciate you watching, and have a great day.